This message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. All stations shall transmit this emergency alert. We have a warning about a new infectious disease. The disease does not currently have a name, and has very little information relating to it. But a few people have the following symptoms: lightheadedness, vomiting, loss of sight, and increased hunger. If you exhibit these symptoms, please call 911 and wait for emergency services to assist you. This is the EAS guy, Tom, signing off.
This is an emergency broadcast, requested by His Majesty. Please pay attention as this is life-saving information. All BBC channels will transmit this emergency broadcast. This is an update on the current situation with the unknown virus outbreak. It is believed that there have been no deaths due to this disease. There will be no restrictions put into place during this time. In order to prevent a further spread, please remain wary at all times. Schools will remain open for the time being. This also will include essential businesses. If you experience dizziness and vomiting, you must seek medical attention as soon as possible. We do not have any further news to share at the moment. Normal programming will now resume.
This message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. All stations shall transmit this message. There have been reports of more symptoms coming out during these past few days. These alleged new symptoms are a strange increase in strength, mild aggression, and the inability to control the individual's actions. These new symptoms have been popping up at an alarming rate. If you see yourself having these symptoms, you need to isolate immediately. Those who have shown aggressive behavior have been proven that their behavior will get worse over time. Also, if you spot somebody you love acting violent, you must isolate yourself away from them and dial 911 and wait for the police to arrive. We will continue to update you on this matter.
We have some breaking news relating to the virus. There have been multiple reports stating that people have started to violently attack others. And we have also had reports of people killing each other. Once the infected has killed its victim, they will be reanimated. When somebody has been brought back to life, they will have zombie-like behavior, with a fierce, violent rage. Do not attempt to make contacts with any dead body, no matter how dead they seem. Doing so will only cause you to turn into the living dead. Nobody will be able to stop them.
Welcome, and thank you for tuning into this community information broadcast. In this broadcast, we will cover all the new laws and safety advice put into place for the new virus, now dubbed as COVID-24. Once again, you must maintain social distancing. This is to make sure that the particles do not spread from person to person. You should stay at home if possible, and only go outside for shopping and other non-recreational reasons. Due to it being confirmed that the infected will eventually become more aggressive and murderous over time, the U.S. government has authorized the use of firearms on anybody who appears to be a zombie. Before somebody becomes a zombie, you may notice that they appear to have slurred speech and can also be irritated easily. Once you see these new symptoms, it is already too late.
You will not be able to stop it.
This message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. All stations shall transmit this emergency alert. There is currently a swarm of infected people around Orange County attacking and killing everything they see in their path. All civilians must shelter indoors until further notice. Do not go outside. Doing so will put your life at risk and also increases your chance of mutating into a zombie. Military are currently on the scene doing their best to combat the swarm of zombies, and will shoot anybody they deem infected on sight. This pandemic is far from over. Be prepared and armed at all times as cases are rising by the day. Cities are slowly becoming more infected as we speak, and the president is currently working on a plan to combat this. We thank you for your cooperation at this time. This is the EAS guy, Tom, signing off.
Protests have been occurring all across the nation in response to the lockdown laws put into place. Due to this, there has been multiple cases of COVID-24, and people transforming into murderous hungry beasts. Police and military have no choice but to use lethal force on protesters and those who display aggressive behavior. This is to prevent further spread of the virus. We highly advise people to stay away from highly populated areas, Cities like New York have been securely locked down. Nobody will be able to enter or exit. If you know somebody that has the virus and has turned violent, you must euthanize them. Not doing so will put other people at risk. A large award will be granted to the person's family for their sacrifice. The US government will also aid other countries during this crisis. Australia is on the brink of collapsing as we speak. May God have mercy on us all.
It brings us our deepest of sorrows to announce that our beloved country is close to collapsing. Parliament is now overrun by zombies, and the Prime Minister has mutated into a homicidal creature that will murder anything in its path. We advise all remaining civilians to be sheltered and be armed at all times. The United States is currently doing its best efforts to support this country, and to also defend it using its military. We are also providing financial support for those last remaining people as well. Australian society must continue. We shall not give up and we will win in the end. This emergency broadcast will now repeat until more information is available. Goodbye for now, and good luck. We have some important news. The king is now dead. He was on his way to Buckingham Palace until a large swarm of zombies started to attack him. Reports show that there is only 10% of non-infected people that are alive in this country. This is now the end of the world as we know it. All we can do now is accept our deaths. Maybe if we learned from the last pandemic we would not be in this situation. We will now cease broadcasting. Thank you for trusting us for all of these years. We will now end this emergency alert with a final playing of our national anthem. God bless you all.
This message is the final emergency broadcast. Please pay attention. Hello, final citizens of the United States of America. Zombies have now taken over all parts of the world. You are most likely watching this while sheltered. Anyway, the end is nigh as we know it. As you may know by now, cases are rapidly rising, and there is nothing we can do about it. What you may not know is that we will all become infected at some point. There is no avoiding it. That being said, you are urged to gather whoever you have left and wait for your eventual deaths. There are only a few nations that have yet to be fallen. Regardless, the end is near. I will now pick a quote to read out loud from the Bible. John 5:24. Whoever hears my word and believes him who sent me has eternal life. He does not come into judgment, but has passed from death to life. We will now conclude the final activation of the emergency alert system with our national anthem. Please stand by.